Hey now, Inside BS listeners, it's Dave Lorenzo with an exclusive invitation for you. I want you to go to this website, getinsidebs.com. You'll get our daily email newsletter. We'll give you updates on the last 3 episodes of the show, and we'll send you an exclusive invitation to attend our monthly event where we bring you ways to improve the value of your business and increase your freedom. Join us today, getinsidebs.com. I hope to see you there. Talk about content, Tim. You got a lot of great content on your website. Tim's website is Rialto Marketing. I'm going to put it in the show notes. You got a lot of great content on your website. Well, how do you counsel your clients to develop content? How do they know what type of content they should be creating?
I'm of the opinion that the content that you create, if you're creating it yourself, okay, it needs to be a form of content that resonates well with you. If you don't like to be on, I love video because it can be repurposed to the ends of the earth. You can get a ton of mileage from it. But if you can't stand being on video and you're totally uncomfortable with it, then what's the point? Because You're not going to do it. If you love audio and that's your jam, then do audio. It has to be a form of content that you love and that resonates with you. Because if it's not, then it's not going to work. So that's how we counsel people to do it.
All right. So what do you talk about? So if you're a writer and you're writing, what do you write about? Or if you're on video and you want to do videos, what do you do videos about? How do you figure out what to do?
The easiest place to start is your email inbox. Look at the questions that you're getting from prospects, existing clients. Those are questions that all your ideal clients are going to have. And just start answering questions. That's it. This is not rocket science. If you don't have those emails in your inbox, then go online. All the information we need is online at this point. So jump into some Facebook groups or some LinkedIn groups or some forums that have your ideal client types in there and just look at the questions that they're asking that are related to what you do. And then start answering those questions in the content that you create. Yeah. It's the easiest place to start.
Good advice. That's good advice. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about leverage, right? I work with a lot of people. Maybe you do too. You can tell me. I work with a lot of people who love networking, right? And they love thinking that pre-pandemic, they would love getting in their car, driving 45 minutes to a networking gig, going and sitting at a restaurant, eating a really crappy rubber chicken lunch, and talking about the wife and the kids and, how you're going to go mountain biking this weekend and, what the next 3 months are going to look like. And then they shake hands and they get back in their car and they drive 45 minutes back to the office. And the next thing you know, half of their day is gone for this one meeting. Okay. Yeah. Now look, you could be the most charismatic person in the world, and every time you do that, you get a piece of business, and you do that 5 times a week, and that works for you. And if it does, God bless, go forth and enjoy, right? But most of us are not, it just doesn't happen that way. We're just not that good. So as much as I like networking with existing clients or with people who've already referred me business. But talk about leverage and your system. How do you counsel people? Like, how do you beat these people over the head who are like, I got to spend 5 days a week going to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with people? What do you tell people when it comes to leverage?
I think like you said, Dave, if you enjoy that and that's your thing, then great. It's not for me. But I think if you are going to network, focusing that networking time on what I would consider, strategic partners or referral partners, people that already have your existing client base that complement what you do, that's how you're going to leverage your networking time the best. Okay. Because maybe an existing client can refer me somebody, and that's cool. But if I spend my time networking with somebody that already has my ideal clients that can send me 5 referrals a month, that's leveraging my networking time big time. So if I was going to spend time networking, that's where I would be doing it, on building referral partner relationships that are just going to continue to feed me business over and over again.
Yeah, and here's a little twist for those of you out there who are big networkers who love networking, right? Look at what Tim and I are doing now, right? We could easily be having this conversation over lunch. But because we're in different cities and because there's a pandemic, Tim and I are having this conversation on video, and we're having this conversation on the podcast. Now, that doesn't mean that we're never going to send business back and forth to each other. We may, and I may invite Tim to speak at one of my events. He may invite me to speak at one of his events eventually. A relationship is going to develop as a result of this. But what are we doing? We're taking the opportunity to create content first, video and podcast content. This is my show, but I'm going to give Tim the video, and Tim's going to use these videos and the segments over and over again for his purposes, video and audio. And we're also networking. So if you're thinking to yourself, I'm not a content creator, well, you have conversations with people when you network. So simply take those conversations and start recording them. And instead of driving an hour and a half to meet the person, do it virtually, because everybody's used to this now. Everybody's used to the way this looks. Everybody's used to the way this sounds. So make the content the star, and the relationships will come. You know, Tim, I'll share with you, I started in December, I started doing the show on a daily basis. As we're recording this, folks, in case you're time shifting, it's March 1st, 2021. I started doing the show daily. And what that forced me to do is a few things. It forced me to really commit to it. And then it forced me to really reach out and find new guests. Yeah. And in reaching out and finding new guests, I've met some amazing people. I've learned a lot. I underestimated how much I would learn from my guests. I've learned a ton. And I've shifted my entire business model because now the podcast and the videos and the audio associated with it is the centerpiece of my content creation. Yeah. So if I can do it, other people out there in this line of business can do it, and lawyers can do it, and CPAs can do it. Tim, what do you do that makes it easy for you to develop the content that you use in your marketing?
Well, for us, it all starts with Facebook Live. So our Facebook Lives get repurposed into our other content, YouTube videos, our blog posts. We do written blog posts as well, but a lot of that is really going to be shifting more to interviews, again, because we can get so much leverage from that. And, you know, I mean, people talk about the Gary Vee model of content all the time. You know, take that video, that long form video, and repurpose it. And I think that can be kind of overwhelming for a lot of people because, you know, not everybody has a huge team of content people behind them. Right. That's repurposing that. But even if you take that long form video and create, you know, some quote cards and, you know, some short videos, you can pay freelancers to do some of this stuff, and it's not going to cost you a lot of money. And the thing with videos, it's free form. It doesn't take as much time. Like, that's why I love videos so much, because blogs take forever to write. You know, or you got to pay somebody to do it, right? So it starts to add up from a cost perspective. I just love video and then repurposing it into everything else. But you touched on a really, really important aspect that so many people miss when they're being interviewed. When you do guest podcasting spots, you're networking, you're meeting new people, and you never know where some of those relationships are going to go. I've met some fantastic people that I continue to keep in touch with that I know are going to be great business contacts for me. And I never would have met those people had I not put myself out there and started talking to people like you that have podcasts. You know,
well, and go ahead. I'm sorry. No. Please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I was just going to say, you know, and on the flip side, you touched on another really important element. When you have your own show, it's like free consulting. You're interviewing people, asking them questions, and you learn so much. That to me, those things are worth doing it alone.
Right. So one of the things I underestimated the learning aspect, and I'm a learner at heart, so I love the learning aspect of it. But the thing that I didn't underestimate and that has worked out exactly as I expected is I can reach out to people now that I've got maybe 65 interviews under my belt and send them a link to the show and say, would you like to come on and be a guest on my show? Here are a couple of people that I've interviewed, and you can watch the interviews and see how I do it. And the people who I'm reaching out to are prospective clients. Yes. So I'm not saying to them, hey, listen, can you come on my show so I can sell you? Basically, I'm going to come. You come on my show, and you're a prospective client, and I'm going to ask you every possible question I can to figure out how I can best help you. And I'm not going to pitch you, of course, I'm not going to pitch you while we're on the show together. But after the show is over, as I'm listening back to it when the guys are editing it, and I'm doing exactly what you said, I'm pulling out the pull quotes for Instagram, and I'm telling them where the segments are going to be for LinkedIn. I'm listening to the show, and then something is going to hit me. I can help with this. And I'll send that segment to the guest, and I'll say, on my show, you mentioned this. This is a month after I've sent all the files.
Right.
On my show, you said this, and I'm wondering if you're still looking for help with that, because I got an idea. And they'll say, well, what's your idea? And we'll jump on a call, and we'll talk about it. And what barrier have I overcome? I've immediately overcome the trust barrier, because they were on the show and they laid themselves bare. They told me everything that was going on in their business on the show. We have a relationship. They've probably gotten feedback from the show, from their friends, told them how great they were. So they feel good about me, and now they're willing to take a suggestion for how we can work together. I mean, even if nobody ever listens to your show, that's worth it right there.
Yep. Yes, it is. But you're strategic about it. And you know exactly how you're going to handle that entire process. And you're starting off that relationship from a place of serving. You didn't ask them for a damn thing.
100%.
And so you're selling without them feeling like they're selling, being sold. So there's just so many benefits to it. Especially from a professional services standpoint, coaches, consultants, this is a fantastic way to produce content and to develop prospects.
Hey now, Inside BS listeners, it's Dave Lorenzo with an exclusive invitation for you. I want you to go to this website, getinsidebs.com. You'll get our daily email newsletter. We'll give you updates on the last 3 episodes of the show, and we'll send you an exclusive invitation to attend our monthly event where we bring you ways to improve the value of your business and increase your freedom. Join us today, getinsidebs.com. I hope to see you there.